Hello, and welcome to the Iron Spoon Kitchen, where today I find the iron spoon in a bowl full of ancho chopped up chili peppers. Say that a dozen times. Which could only mean one thing. We're going to be making chili today. And the ancho chili actually comes from the Poblano chili. Now, one thing I learned is that all these different chilies that we have, they have a fresh name and they have a dried name. And for the Poblano, it is the ancho or ancho. And this actually is a red tint. It is not, it looks, for the camera, probably looks like it's black or brown, but it actually has a red tint to it. So this would go from green to red, and then once it's red, then they start to dry it. And no, we are not using a flavor packet. We are going to be making our own spice ingredients. Now don't get scared and turn it off. It can be done. It's something you can do ahead of time. That, plan ahead just a little bit, and you'll have this mix ready to go. So without further ado, let's get to chopping up our ancho chili peppers. Come over here a little closer so you can take a look. We want to make this to look like that. And what I have here are 6 chopped up ancho chili peppers, and you just tear them into pieces like this. And then I'm going to be cooking them in the pot in just a few minutes to crisp them up just a little bit more. And then I'll be putting them in the food processor. I wanted to show you a little bit though how to cut these up. It's not that hard, but you do want to open it up. And you have all the seeds in there, and you want to get out this woody part from the stem. So take that out. And poblanos, or the ancho as it is right here, are not spicy. I mean, they may have a little bit of, well, they have flavor to them, but it's not going to burn your mouth or anything. So that's it. That's the main part of this, is getting that out of there. And then you can chop it with a knife or just tear it for our purposes here today. Okay, I'll finish doing this, and then we'll get on to toasting these in the pot. I have the ancho chopped up chili peppers in the pot, and I'm going to be toasting those. And there's no oil or anything in here. So I'm going to be toasting this for about 4 to 6 minutes. And then it will be going into the food processor. Hey, this has been about 5 minutes, and I just turned off the heat, and we are ready to put that into the food processor. It looks about the same. Here are the spices that we're going to be using. We have 2 tablespoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of ground paprika, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of coriander, 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and a half teaspoon of dried thyme. These are the ingredients for this mixture that I'm doing. But one of the things that I've learned is that the different ingredients that are used in chili are as versatile as doing that cornbread dressing that I did, or even the meatball recipe. But some of the things that are in there all the time are onion, garlic, cumin, paprika, oregano, and of course salt and pepper. After that, you can put whatever you want in, if you like it, if it goes good together. And this spice mix seems to go well together. I have the chilies in the food processor, and I'm about to take care of that. And one of the things that I read in one of the recipes is that to add 1 ounce of corn chips to this. And these are organic corn chips, and you use this instead of masa for 2 reasons. Well, I take that back. For one reason in particular is that this will break up and help to break up the chilies that are in there also. So that's what you want to do to get those chilies broken up. Let's see what happens. Hey, this is after about 10 pulses, and it's still pretty, it needs a little bit more to go. It's not fine at all at this point. Okay, I've ground it up for probably about a minute or so, and now I'm going to go ahead and add all my spices in that we just went over. In fact, I think I'm going to just combine some of these. Okay. That powder's going everywhere. Hey, that's after another minute. Looks pretty much ground up to me. A key thing that I didn't say is that you do need to let those chili peppers cool before you put them into the food processor. And but I think this is ready. Maybe a few lumps in there, but I think that'll all cook down. Now it's time to go ahead and get the meat mixing, but we're going to do something a little bit different here. Another recipe I saw, which again, this is an old technique for browning, but you take some baking soda and salt and you mix that together. So I'm going to mix that there with 2 tablespoons of water, and it helps to make it helps the ground meat to brown. So I'm going to add this to it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and mix it all up. Come over here and take a look so you can see a little bit better. And that mixture was 2 tablespoons of water, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to mix this all together so it's all coated with the baking soda mixture. It doesn't take long. I think you get the idea. Now it's time to saute the onions. And I've got about 1 tablespoon of olive oil in there. And we're going to cook these down just for a little bit. We're not going to take it down to where, you know, they're almost nothing. I'm going to add the garlic, the minced garlic. Give that a stir. It's been about 4 minutes since I started the onions. Give that a little, probably another minute or so. It's time to start adding everything together in here. Add the meat, 2 pounds of 85% ground meat. Then this is a 14.5 ounce can of tomatoes, whole tomatoes that I put in the food processor to make them a little bit smoother, well, a lot smoother. Let's give this a mix. And then here's our spice blend. Now compare that to the little packet. This is going to be all about the spice. Got a good mix. Now you can add a can of beans at this point, but I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm not putting it in. But you can do that. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of smoked chipotle chilies. You can add 2 if you want it real spicy, but I'm just going to put in 1. And then 2 teaspoons of sugar. Let's get this all mixed together. Now I'm going to add about 2.5 cups of water. And if you're adding the beans, then you just need 2 cups of water. it's looking good. It's all mixed together. Now I'm going to cook it in the oven, whole pot and all, for 1.5 to 2 hours. And it's going to make the best chili ever. I placed it in the oven, and like I said, I'll put it in there for 1.5 to 2 hours, probably 2 hours. Okay, I just took it out of the oven, and I'm leaving those pot holders on there to remind me that it's hot. Let's take a look. Oh, it sure smells good. Oh yeah. What a rich color. Okay, I'm gonna mix this up and then let it cool for a bit, and on to tasting. Success! Our chili is done. And so let's just get right in here and take a taste of it. I added a little bit of shredded cheese and some onion to it. That is tender. I don't think I've ever had chili that tender before. What a difference. Well, I'd like to just keep on eating this, but I'll say a few words. One of the things that makes this so good is making your own spices. So if you're going to do this recipe, I'd recommend, I mean, you can do it all in one day, but if you want to pace it out a little bit, you can go ahead and do the spice mix one day, and then you'll have it ready for the next. And just remember how big a bowl of spices we had compared to those little bitty packets of stuff that comes through. Now I did add another teaspoon of salt to this after it was cooked, and just need a little bit more salt. If you want some more heat, you could put some more of that chipotle paste in there, and you'll enjoy it without a doubt. And it certainly goes good with the cheese that's in there. Here's a couple of pictures of old ads I thought you might like to see. One is of Gebhardt chili. It's a chili label from 1898, and they were originally from San Antonio and did business there for about 100 years before selling out to some food conglomerate. And you can still get it today. And here are also a couple of ads from, here's one ad from Hormel chili from the 1950s. And another one from Van Camp's from the 1930s. So obviously chili has been around for a long time. And as I was looking over all the old cookbooks for this, as I said earlier, there were some ingredients that stayed the same for it, but chili, like many other recipes as I'm coming to find, it's about your taste. What do you want to put in there? And I've seen some chili recipes that have something like 17 spices in it. Maybe that works, but it seems like that might be a little bit too many. But this definitely works. So I hope you enjoyed learning about chili, the Poblano pepper, and when it's dried out, it's called the Ancho. And I hope that you'll try this and look up some other recipes that you have in your family. See what they are. Check out your own family history and see what you have there, and I'd love to hear about it in the comment section. And if you like this, click on the like button and subscribe and the notification bell, and you'll find out each time I have another show coming out. And right now, they're pretty much every Friday. All right, well, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Iron Spoon Kitchen.